Just so you have an understanding of the layout, across from me is Panera Bread. I'm staring right at it. We share the parking lot with Panera Bread. We share the parking lot with Kirkland's. Petco is attached to our unit directly next door to us, along with like Home Goods, Aldi's grocery store. Hobby Lobby is at the end of the shopping center. To my left, more restaurants and shopping. Okay, so we're sandwiched right in all the walking traffic, not just driving traffic, but you want foot traffic. So if you're thinking about opening a boutique, a clothing store, whatever, a restaurant, hair salon, don't just count cars, okay? Cars are gonna swing by you, they're gonna fly by you, they're gonna ignore you. Count foot traffic, okay? When it comes to retail, foot traffic is king. Put yourself in the absolute best shopping center you can, where there's the most amount of daily traffic on feet, not on wheels, okay? This unit right here is actually 2 spaces in the shopping center. The rent is $8,600 a month. If you don't have a wise business plan, you don't want to jump that deep into the pool. If you're just getting started out, this is already my 12th, 13th business, so I already knew we'd be able to handle this. When I was first getting started, though, if you'd have told me the rent was $8,600 a month, it would have scared me away. Today, I understand business and how to make that money, so it doesn't scare me away. Don't let it scare you away, but I don't advise you jumping into a building this expensive from day one. Like I told y'all, my very first rent on my first business ever, which was a real shitty boutique in Center Point, Alabama, was $700 a month. The rent after that in my next boutique was $1,200 a month. The rent in my third boutique, which I then turned that boutique into a tanning salon, hair salon, that was $1,600 a month. The next business I had, the rent went from 16 to just a hair over 2,000 a month. I then moved to a 3,000 square foot gym. That was 4,000 a month for the 3,000 square foot gym. What I'm getting at here, guys, is you see how I progressively understood business more and more and more, and I moved into the more expensive rooms as I grew and as I learned. Trust me, the street smarts that you're going to learn from opening these businesses and doing it from the ground up far exceed any book smarts that you can be taught. All right, it was street smarts. It was getting in there, opening my first business, failing, open my next business, learning everything about the customer and how people move in waves and all the different seasons and how those seasons are going to change your income, the income flow, the cash flow, the debt, how much overhead should I carry for this business. You learn all that the longer you're in business and the more businesses you open. So had I have jumped into this on day one, 20 years ago, I probably would have failed, okay? That's my point. Okay, I'm in a community to where the demographics, this is why this is important. $8,600 a month, we're in a very high-end community. 40,000 people within a 5-mile square radius, which is really, really important. This is slightly above blue collar though, because the average household income around here is going to be around $175,000 to $200,000. Therefore, when you have richer people with cash, you're going to pay more for these kind of units. It's just the way it works around here. Property, depending on what areas you move into, that per square foot rate gets higher and higher and higher based on the amount of money around you, okay? How much does a unit like this make? $600,000 a year would be minimum, is what you're looking at. You need to make a minimum of $600,000 a year to be able to afford this rent, because then you have food cost, employees, insurance, and this shit and that shit and holy shit. It gets expensive. So don't ever take on a unit this large unless you've already blueprinted, you're making a minimum of $600,000 a year. Otherwise, you won't be able to afford it. As far as the seasons go with a restaurant, this is football season right now. So when you have a pizzeria and you have a foot traffic where you're selling pizza slices, takeout, carry out, dine in, because of football, typically these restaurants do really well in this season. The colder the weather gets, the better all the restaurants do in this area, to be honest with you. The colder the weather gets. All businesses, for that matter, I have learned this. In the summer, when people are out hiking and biking and doing outdoor activities and they're swimming and they're spending time with their kids and they're doing sports, going on vacations, all businesses, July, August, September, all businesses start to downhill suffer around June. My gym, my boutiques, my tanning salon, my restaurants, no matter what it is, they all downhill slide. There's only one restaurant that goes up starting in June, and that is my ice cream parlor. Ice cream makes more money in the summer. That's why we open the ice cream parlor. That's why we have that business. Anyhow, all other businesses typically you have to expect are going to deteriorate in the hotter months unless it's a business dedicated to the heat, like an ice cream parlor. Okay? These are just some ideas. If you're going to open up a business, start small. If you're going to open up a business, do not take out a ton of loans. You're going to be broke. You're going to be screwed. It's over from day one. My first business, no loans. Second business, look, no loans. Third, no loans. Fourth, no loans. Fifth, no loans. Never took out loans. By the time I got into my fifth and sixth business, I had rebuilt my credit so strong I started getting credit cards, to which I was able to use a few of the credit cards to do things like buy extra equipment, maybe for a gym, rebulb a tanning bed, stuff like that. You know, maybe I'm outfitting the hair salon, who knows what I'm doing, but I have smaller things I'm able to tackle with the credit cards, but by no means did I rely on loans. And I think that's why I'm so successful today. I'm going to give you an example. A friend of mine borrowed $80,000 from his parents to open up his first gym, open up his first business. And within 3 years, he lost the business. He lost the $80,000. He stopped right there. He never went on. It was his first business, his first gym. He never went on to a second business, a second gym. He never went on to success because the money was given to him and he went right to the top, or he went mid-level by buying a gym that he didn't have any business experience. He had no book smarts when it came to balancing money, large amounts of money. He didn't understand how the checking account and the drafting and the ACH, none of that. And he lost it all. You see, when you start from ground level and it's just you and you have to do it all on your own and you're not relying on money, you're not relying on anybody but you're more apt to succeed because you're whipping your own self in the ass to succeed. You understand? Because it's your money. You understand, when you use somebody else's money, I've always looked at that as you have a net. You're not going to be as apt to secure somebody else's money as you are your own. You know what I'm saying? I want to protect my money. It's my money. I earn this money. I got to this level. I have to protect this level. When somebody just hands you something, even with children, and I see, this pertains to when you're at your absolute youngest age. I see how parents will just spoil their kids and buy them 20 pair of sneakers and 5 bicycles, and it's like, holy shit, this kid doesn't understand the value of anything because everything is thrown at this person. By the time this kid becomes an adult, he's wrecked, he's ruined. You've created no discipline for this child. The same, now that child, when it goes into business, if that person raised that way doesn't take out big loans, he'll never make it, or she'll never make it, because she's been shown shortcuts her entire life. She's been spoiled. Everything's been handed to that person. When you take a person like me, I got 1 pair of sneakers every year. That was it. You know when I got those sneakers? I got them at Christmas time. Those sneakers had to last me till next Christmas. I received 1 bicycle. That bike had to last me my entire childhood. I remember the bike got stolen. My parents made me wait years before they got me another bike. Nothing was handed to me. So the harder you are raised, the more disciplined, I believe these people are cut out to succeed because they've sacrificed their whole freaking life. And when you go into entering your first business, when you're called upon to sacrifice and hurt and suffer and struggle, it's just another day in the park because that's how you were raised. So I'm using that as an example because that's how I was raised, and it is a crucial component to my success. I just want you guys to understand that. I didn't look at anybody giving me anything, loans, or hey, let me borrow this, let me borrow that. That wasn't even an option. Okay, I said my very first business is going to have to be a boutique to where people donate and consign all their stuff because I don't have money to go out and buy or build or do anything. So my very first business was a boutique to where things were donated to me and people brought in consignment, clothing and furniture, and it was a shitty business. I hated the business, but I knew I could slowly build that business and progress ladder up into, again, the lifestyle I have today. It worked. So there's some advice for you guys. Start from the ground up. Take your idea. If your idea like my idea was a gym. I wanted to build a gym. I knew I had no money to build a gym, so I had to start with a much smaller business that could slowly progress into a gym. Do the same thing. All right. If you guys have any more questions, throw them in the comment box. I always try to answer the first 20 to 30 questions that come in, or I respond to the comments, the first 20 to 30 that come in on these videos. Good luck, everybody. DogeWARRIOR out. Shaboom! Peace!